Kawira Mwangaza is now former. The former, we can now call him the former governor of Meru. Ameenda kupumzika nyumbani. But he's decided that he's not going down alone. He's going down with a war. And he has said that 2027 he will be back with a bang. He has even decided he's going to form a party that now is going to rival, that now is going to propel him into that office. Remember, he won that seat as an independent. He was partyless. He was an independent governor. But anyway, guys, we just want to look at all the possibilities as to why, and the reasons as to why I feel like he did not have a good ride ever since he got into that office. And also we are going to look at some of the reasons zenye amepeana about why he thinks like he was removed from that office. So, kama kawaida, if you are new to this platform, I'd like you to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you will always be the first to watch. Sawa? So take a second, subscribe, na kama kawaida, I'll be back. Yes, thank you for those people who have subscribed. Now, the governor, who is now the former governor, he has not had an easy ride ever since he got that seat. And some of the things I feel like, because I don't think it's because he was incompetent, because that lady's problems started immediately, just 2 or 3 months after he was sworn into that office. So he has been fighting these people, and we can't say like he's the former Embu governor Wambura. You know, Wambura had like 9 lives. He used to be impeached and enda koti and arudi. He used to be like, it happened like all throughout his tenure as the governor of Embu. But for this one, he has not been able to have that privilege. He has tried, he has really survived here and there, but now ilifika mali it couldn't survive anymore. The court upheld the impeachment that was done by the Senate, and now he's home. He has come out to try and explain as to all the reasons as to why he feels like he did not hold that position, and one of the reasons he's claiming is simply because he was a woman, and now he was being fought by male. That like male chauvinism is what has really costed him. So I want you to listen to this soundbite, and then kama kawaida, I'll be back with my final analysis. This is going to be a very short video for today.
My refusal to compromise my principles and play by the rules of the political manipulation made me a target. My impeachment was not based on any legitimate grounds, but was instead politically motivated scheme orchestrated by those who feared my unwavering dedication to the truth and the welfare of the people of Meru. The impeachment process was a sham orchestrated by prominently male politicians who manipulated the system to remove me from office. The national government, instead of upholding the rule of law, actively influenced the outcome, ensuring that the voices of Meru residents who elected me were ignored. Even the courts, which should have been my refuge, were interfered with to block my access to justice. This is not just an attack on me, but an attack on democracy, gender equality, and the rights of every Kenyan woman who aspires to lead.
Yes, guys. So I believe you have listened to that soundbite. That might be her reason. We cannot take it away from her because she was the one in that hot seat. She knows the people he was fighting, who were fighting him, and the kind of ideas and the kind of reasons they were coming up so that they can remove him from that seat. But also from my own assessment, I feel like Mwangaza, one of the main reasons why really that made him be in that situation, number one, is because he was partyless. He was voted in as an independent governor. He did not come under any party, which was very dangerous. You know, when you come in as like you are independent, like you are an independent candidate and you become the governor, there's a lot of political interest. Then you have this county assembly that majority of MCAs are UDA members are UDA MCAs and other parties. It is very hard because these people now will hold you hostage because you are not a member of their party. So any idea that you come up with, you have to really, any policies or any budget, even if it's a budget, you have to really calm down these people and explain to them, and they have to buy into your idea. And you know, most of these people now, some of these parties, they push their interest. They will come to you and say, these are our demands. If you want your thing, if you want your budget to be, or anything unataka ipitishwe in a county assembly, these are our demands. They will always have a demand, put demands on you. So I felt like because she came as an independent candidate, that was one undoing. That was one of the reasons that really costed him. That is why they started impeaching him immediately, because they felt like, you are not a member of our party, so why should we listen to you? Why should we pass everything unatuambia? Because you see, kama angekuwa hata member of, angeshinda under UDA, whatever he was saying ingekuwa inapitishwa, because it could have been the stand of, like, he could have that backing of the UDA party. Even the president could have said, nyinyi wacheni kusumbua mama, wacheni mama afanye kazi. That could have been the final thing. The same thing that is happening to someone like Gladys Wanga in Nyanza. Gladys Wanga is able to perform. Why? Because she's from ODM. And once Raila says, nyinyi tulieni, acheni Wanga afanye kazi, the MCAs from that area will toe the line. Very simple. The same way with this governor for Machakos. Who is it? If Kalonzo says that, hey, nyinyi wacheni mama afanye kazi, the MCAs from that area will toe the line. So I feel like Kawira Mwangaza was kind of exposed, was kind of like he was in a situation whereby he was very vulnerable to be pushed around in whatever way or form, because there was no any other leader he could run to in terms of kumpatia that support. And I think he also made a mistake that he did not immediately realign with the UDA. That is what he could have done, because UDA is a strong party in that area. He could realign with Ruto and the UDA side immediately. You could identify in your party, so that the president and Nini could have given him a cover, but he didn't do that. So that one has costed him. I feel like that is the one reason has why it has costed him. It's just the same way like what Sakaja is doing. Sakaja knew very well he's a governor under UDA, but the majority party in the county government, in the county assembly of Nairobi, are ODM members. So what did he do? He rushed to Baba. He rushed to make sure ameongea na Baba, ameka Baba vizuri, so that Baba is able kutuliza hao watu wa UDA. And he made sure that UDA that ODM control major seats in the county government of Nairobi, so that is what has enabled Sakaja to actually be there and akae kwa hiyo kiti without a lot of even this impeachment na nini being brought against him and everything. So that, I feel like that is one of the reasons that has costed Mwangaza. Now maybe we just need to look at the possibility. Is it okay for us to have independent candidates as governor or president? Because I imagine if Ruto was an independent candidate and now he had to deal with ODM in that person and all these other parties that will be in the National Assembly, will there be any motion that will ever pass? Even the impeachment of the president could have been very easy. So I think it's for this one, it's a lesson that we need to learn, that maybe we don't need to have an independent candidate for a governorship and for the president. I think this is something that we can learn, because I'm just imagining if something like that could have happened to the president, whereby the president is independent and his deputy are also independent. They are independent candidate. The parliament can hold executive hostage for vile wanataka, because the president will not have any form of cover or any form of cover even in the National Assembly. Atakuwa exposed. So I think let's learn from this. The experience with Kawira Mwangaza should be something that we can learn from it as a country, and so that we can decide that maybe moving forward, for the seat of the president or for the seat of the governor, we don't need to have independent candidate. Let us have people who are running for that seat coming from a particular party, so that even if the party does not get the majority in the particular house of maybe in the parliament, in the National Assembly, then there can always be some form of coalition or party agreement between parties and parties, so that things can move. Because if things stick the way they are, then we get a president who is an independent candidate, my friend, this country inaweza kwama vibaya sana. Things can't move, because the president will always come with these things that wants to be pushed, and the parliament will always make demands, or either tell him that no, we want you to do it our way, and they will always make unrealistic demands, because they will have the power in their hands to do that. So that one needs to be checked, because it's something that people can pick. Another thing that I think, and I want to agree with her, was that issue of her saying that it was because like it was men fighting her out of that seat. I think our people from that part of Kenya are always okay. I don't want to speak so much about this, because I might be fought for this mindset, Amanini, but I tend to agree with her. She was a woman, and being from that particular part of Kenya, it is very likely that he was going to experience that kind of challenge that she's saying. For those people who have interacted with our brothers and sisters from that region, we understand these things. You get? We understand these things, that having this kind of, for her to reach to this kind of conclusion, it is not something that can be taken like it's a surprise so much. You get? Because of so many factors that I wouldn't go to, because I wouldn't want to be labeled like, oh, CG, I'm talking about Nini in a negative way. No. The truth is that the patriarchy in our society is so high that some communities still hold it, that they feel like the man should always control. I know we are breaking that ceiling pole, but it's very real kwa ground. It's very women politicians really go through a lot to make sure that even they get into some of these seats. And these things have always been happening in other parts of Kenya, even in Nyanza. Though in Nyanza we have a lot of members of women who have won parliamentary seats and everything. But I think it's also because of Raila. Raila has always made sure that he pushes the women in particular positions. You know, as much as I take away from Nini, Raila has done a lot of things for this country in terms of also ensuring that we have that gender balance and everything. So we also give him credit where it's due. So these things are not common in other areas. In other areas, people, this kind of things that Raila always tries to push, especially in Nyanza and part of Coast and Nini, it's not happening in other regions that Raila is not strong in those areas. So Mwangaza has a point that some of the reason why he was being fought is that. And another thing is just the last reason why I feel like she did not really enjoy his position is because of her attitude. Because when you realize that you are in this war with these people, that they feel like Nini, there's a way Pia you also need to start playing along. You need to play along so much. You don't need to also fight them like you are fighting them. Sasa way Pia you are strong, you want to fight them back. You can't. Because sometimes it's always good to choose your battles. Look at the battle and look at, hey, this one I can win, this one I can't, this one I'm pulling back, this one I'm nainua mikono nasema nimesurrender and everything. So she didn't know when she needs to surrender. She didn't know when she needs to retract, unaelewa, and drive in his enemies, pretend like he's working with them and find a way of fixing them. You know, in politics you need to be very strategic. Sometimes you don't need to fight, you need to choose your battles. Once you realize you're weak, once you realize you have no backing, you have no support, especially in the organs that can make sure that you don't deliver, you need to make sure you retract, you pull back, you bring your enemies closer. You make sure that they feel like they are comfortable, like they are winning, like they are taking charge, they are taking nini na nini. Find their weaknesses, find places where by now you can know that huyu na fix up a fix, and then you fix, and then now you hit, and when you hit they will not have a way of fighting back. That is how you do it. But she didn't do that. She went all out war, and now that is what has costed her. She is forming a new party. As to whether that party will pick and will be any force to reckon with in 2027, I doubt. I think she has realized late that she needs to have a party, but I don't think politically, this is what I'll say, the political future of Kawira Mwangaza is done, because she was somebody who came from nowhere. No one knew about her, but the kind of image that has been put outside there about her, she's not an image. It's not an image that she's going to clean by just cleaning it with a party. That will not work. So her political career is as short as you have all seen it. You get? So that is it for him. I don't see him, even if he's form a party, that party will have any say or anything or any influence. Even if he's endorsed by any other politician, even like Gachagua and everything, I don't think he will still have a voice on the ground. So that is it for me. That is what I think about this whole matter of Kawira Mwangaza and everything. So thank you so much if you have watched this video until the end, and if you are a return subscribers, I really appreciate you. Kindly let us engage in the comment section. Let us share our opinion and our views and everything. As I always say, try as much as possible to remain respectful and to remain objective. Usitumie matusi. Don't brush people aside. Just say, just speak your mind. Sema mimi, this is what I think, or I disagree with you on 1, 2, 3, 4 thing. You get? That is how people engage. That is how civilized societies engage. You don't engage by insulting people na kuita watu majina mingi zenye are not necessary. You get? So that is what we are trying to create in this platform. We want to create a community whereby people can discuss issues. People can discuss, people can accept any other alternative opinion from other people without feeling hurt. Because as I always say, siasa si kitu ya kuweka kwa roho. Never, usiwahi weka siasa kwa roho. Ndugu yangu, usiwahi weka siasa kwa roho kabisa. Take it from me, politics is not something you keep in your heart. Always take it, don't take it too personal. Engage, let people engage, let people share their thoughts and opinions, and whatever comes out of it, we always know whether I'm right or wrong, or you are right or you are wrong, I'm right. That is what it is. Because in politics we will never agree on same thing all the time. We'll always be on different sides all the time. Itakuanga hivyo. So thank you so much. Thank you. Until next time, bye.